All right, well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for an impromptu Lions Talk live morning show edition. Gonna have to do this one from my phone, as you can see from the thumbnail. We're having some internet issues here. Apparently, our routers died maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago as I was getting today's show ready, getting the thumbnails ready, etc. All of a sudden, the internet went bye-bye. So, going ahead, hey, good morning, JDC. I'm going to use my phone like I used to do. JDC, can you hear me? I'm using a mic, portable mic, and just hopefully I've got it hooked up right. Trump's, woo, there you go. They've been there, done that, yeah. Okay, everybody can hear me? Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so I'll keep going. I won't do a full hour just because I'm doing it from my phone, but I figure I'd give you guys at least, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes or something like that. I'll make do as best I can. The Fish and Church dude, good morning. Good morning to you. You can hear me? All right, that's good. Doug, yeah. So, anyways, I want to talk about in today's episode, I guess, Alliance Talk Live. Now that we know that we're going to have the extra money in the salary cap because of the rise in salary cap throughout the NFL that was announced yesterday, want to just throw your guys' thoughts out there. Is it time for Brad Holmes to step up and try to acquire one? I don't know. Maybe you can figure out a way to get two impactful defensive players. Be no small task for sure, but is it time for the Detroit Lions general manager to say, hey, you know, we've got a pretty good team. We've got a team that we feel can contend. And let me try to put this mic back on me here. Can contend now for the Super Bowl. Try to find a way to get them a Danielle Hunter, maybe a Josh Allen. I know people have speculated about Burns from Carolina. Chris Jones has been thrown out there. I mean, it's free agency time, so everybody's going to be jumping up and down, trying to find ways to make things happen. I get it, but I would contend maybe outside of the top couple of guys. So your Chris Jones or whoever, the big money players that are going to be in free agency. Maybe it is time for Brad Holmes to go ahead and step on up and say, hey, we're going to spend $30 million on this particular individual, and they're going to do this to the defense, or whichever way they're going to go. I was also trying to think of ways, is it possible to bring in two players for about $20 million each? It's possible. I guess it just ultimately comes down to what you can afford and who's available that you feel are going to be huge upgrades. It'd be interesting to see cyber attack. No, just router attack. I was literally setting up the thumbnail on the computer, and then all of a sudden it just died. I tried thinking that maybe something became unplugged, messed with all the stuff with the router. Just didn't happen. Long story short, the router appears to be dead. I did everything I could to reboot that thing, and it's not rebooting. So it's not one wire or two wires or something like that. It's just dead. All right, Berg time. What's up, Coach? What's up, Bergs? Hopefully you're doing well. Doug, content-related comments. Thank you, Dan. Yes, yeah, and I'm a little limited what I can do on my phone as far as stuff, but to keep in mind, hey, let's just keep this about the Lions. Lions Talk Live channel on YouTube. Woo! There you go. There you go. Greetings, salutations for Michael and Duke Crew. Old school it is. Yes, and we're going old school today just by a handheld phone. So when I first started the channel, this is actually how I started it. I had a little slap-on mic, little booster on the bottom of the phone, and I was actually riding back from a Lions game on a bus with people. They said, you know what, I'm going to do a YouTube channel. I'm going to do a YouTube channel about the Detroit Lions. It was after we lost to the Seattle Seahawks at Ford Field 2 seasons ago. But at any rate, I'm trying to think. So if we're going to spend money, who do we spend it on? I know we've all talked about Ladarius Sneed. Can you get Sneed for 20-25 a year? If you can get him for somewhere in that price range, I'd say he becomes a target. And then maybe you can still go after somebody as far as defensive end. Probably not going to be one of the top flight guys getting $50 million a year, but you do need to be able to get somebody who can get after the quarterback. We've also talked about the possibility, hey, can we just keep the guys we have and keep the money in-house? That's a possibility. And again, sorry I'm scrambling a little bit for topics and such today. I was not anticipating the router dying, but it is what it is. Life goes on. JDC, routers stink. Yep, 100%. Let's see. Dead routers suck. Yes, JDC. Mile marker. Good morning. Bummer routers seem to need replacement every 3 to 5 years. Good morning. Yeah, I've had better mornings, but it's definitely not the worst thing ever. Trump, Doug, Walmart has. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, Polar Bear, Coach Dan. Could Brad Holmes add a deep threat wide receiver? Use J-Mo with a complete route tree. I think J-Mo, boy, are going to bring in somebody on top of having Jameson Williams for a deep threat. It's possible. Yeah, let's not do any comments about anything inflammatory towards other people. You want to do it towards other teams? Let's do that, but that's about it. Yeah, let's not have any other kind of comments. So, all right. Yeah. So let's try to avoid that. There we go. All right. Sorry, trying to do some stuff here. All right. Yeah. Gotta be polite to each other. Otherwise, I'm gonna put people in timeout. So I've done that. I think I've kind of talked about that for a while. So hey, Trump, I'm gonna have to put you in a little bit of a timeout here. All right. Mile marker. How much cap will Lions be working with now? I'm thinking we're gonna have closer to 70 million there, Miles. Just so you know, just because when they add in the factoring of Tracy Walker in his salary cap relief, they're gonna give him that should put him right around 70. I think right now we're about 65, and then when you factor him in, it's gonna be 70, maybe 71 million, something in that range. Update on Lions staff, nothing huge other than what I reported earlier this week, JDC. Uncle Buzz, the Lions aren't the only team getting extra money. Not much will change. No, I mean, I'm expecting a few more people get paid. There's probably going to be a lot of agents out there, representations for players that are going to go ahead and try to do everything they're able to do to get their guy to be a little bit more beneficiary of being a free agent at the right time. Southwest, even with a higher cap, the more players that will take less, the max, the more good players you can keep on your roster. Hopefully, players like Goff, St. Brown will set the example. 100%. Yep. 100%. Yeah. I agree with you there. Broski, correct. The Lions have roughly 65 million in cap space right now. Yeah. And it's not like I can check things on my computer right now. I'm incredibly limited to just the phone, and obviously the phone is being used to communicate with you guys. But yeah, Broski 65 mil, then you add in the 5.5 for Tracy Walker, so should be pretty close to 70, 71 mil. My marker, will Holmes hold back cash for December? Yeah, they're going to keep. My anticipation is so let's just say we get through free agency, you get through the draft, you're going to have somewhere around probably 8 to 10 million in cap space remaining just for in-season moves. You got to sign somebody, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, pick somebody up. You've got the cap flexibility to do it without having to constantly rework somebody's contract to free up the space. You guys get the gist. All right, see, Polar Bear retracted. Let's see. All right, mile marker. Will Holmes bring back? All right, December. Let's see. Robert G. Good morning, Dan Duke crew, and congrats on another great win last night. Woo! Yeah, it wasn't our best offensive night ever, but you know what? I talked to the kids after the game. Hey, sometimes you got to win ugly. Sometimes you got to be able to do what other teams aren't. Sometimes you got to be able to hit the floor, and I gave them a lot of praise after the game. The team we faced came out with a pretty good game plan. They try to limit some of our stuff offensively, give them a lot of props, a lot of kudos. But in the end, hey, we're able to pick up an impressive win, and now 18-2 on the season, 1 week to go before the playoffs. Let's see, Mike the Marine, what do you got? Howdy, Dan, Lions faithful, back at you. Hopefully you're having a good one. Robert G, greetings and salutations all. It seems like a twilight zone. There you go. Unfortunately, it's the no router zone here on Lions Talk Live this morning. So, like I said, I won't go for an hour, not with the phone, but I'll give you guys all I can. Doug, what do you got? Would like to fill in a 4th round somehow. I wonder if they'll be able to do that. Maybe with some trades. I know we've speculated for a little bit here. Hey, maybe the Lions trade back. Maybe they do something with the 1st round pick or other picks. I think all that's going to be on the table for the crew. I think Brad Holmes is going to, it'd be my anticipation at least, unless he's going to specifically target a player in the 1st round, that the Lions pick, it's just in a real ideal spot for anybody who wants to trade up and get a 5th round rookie option. especially on somebody like your quarterback. But who knows? Maybe they just stand pat and pick the best player available there. All right, mile marker, ugly win. Sounds familiar? Yeah, sometimes you got to do that. And you know what? Wasn't our best outing ever by any stretch, but some of that's, props and praise to the other team. All right, Broski, actually, Sporadic says 65 million, but over the cap says only 57 million. Surprised there's such a big difference. Both accounted for the cap increase. Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I can't really do anything to research anything right now, and probably won't be able to until this afternoon. All right, JDC, to you, coach, and to the team, tell them good luck in the playoffs. Yeah, we're gonna need it. We'll find out tomorrow night officially who we're going to play. But as I talked to the team yesterday, we're fairly certain at this point who we're going to get, just because the way things have set up. So I've got a pretty good idea who we'll face to start the playoffs. Let's see, Hooky Doo, and sorry guys, I'm trying to do the best I can reading everything from the phone screen. It's not exactly the biggest lettering in the world. Hooky Doo, good morning, Coach and Doo Crew. Coach, nice green screen. Yep, that's the traditional backdrop right there. And there's the big board keeping all the information that I need available for different things. All right, Lions, Southwest Lion. I wonder if they can renegotiate Sutton's contract. Did he even play one cornerback in Pittsburgh? Did he ever play one quarterback in Pittsburgh? I guess they could always talk to him about it. Whether or not that's going to be a realistic expectation, who knows? Doug, what do you got? That Southwest Lions seems good though on Sutton. Yeah, mile marker, yes. As JDC says, best luck. Thanks for that, guys. Polar Bear, Lions could trade a 2025 third for a 2024 fourth, something along those lines. Yeah, I'm expecting that we'll trade back at least at some point in the draft, and maybe picking up a fourth rounder will be part of it. Polar Bear, would you trade? No, we got that one. Robert G, what class do you coach? We're Division II. So yeah, we're lower level Division II school. So just food for thought. All right, guys. So I know I mentioned it earlier in the show, and I'm working bare bones here, but I think if we can all agree we've got somewhere between 60 and 70 million in cap space around, let's go ahead and assume that if you're going to sign somebody who's not a current Detroit Lion, you're probably spending 20 to probably 25 on somebody, somewhere in that range. Could you bring in one and maybe a second free agent? If so, who do you go ahead and go after? That's the big question. I guess if it's me, boy, I know getting Hunter would be tantalizing. I just think he's going to be closer to 30 mil. Chris Jones, I think, is going to be outside of your price range, unless you're really going to go all in and not retain a lot of salary cap. And yeah, Trump, yeah, I get what you're saying. The extra cap will drive up prices. I think there's a lot of room for that. So would it be best for Brad Holmes to target maybe not the top guys, but maybe the next level down? So William Fuller, his price tag probably isn't going to move a ton. Can you bring him in for a year or two and just help out the secondary? Is that something we really think Brad Holmes would do, though, in that he's going to go ahead and bring in a little bit longer in the tooth veterans and just think for a year or two just to try to hit this particular window? I guess the advantage is if you do that, whoever you draft, you don't have to rely on quite so fast to develop and provide help for the team. So I don't know. It's an interesting thought to have, what the Detroit Lions, what Brad Holmes could potentially do, because they do have a lot of money, and you're going to spend some of it on re-signing guys. I get that, but I think more than ever, the time to make a big move to try to help this team really get into the Super Bowl and then win it, this might be it. So if there's a time where Brad Holmes is going to potentially go after something, this might just be the time where he says, yeah, we're all in it to win it, and we're going to go for it. I'm just not so sure that that's Brad Holmes' mantra. I think he really enjoys picking up and developing through the draft. All right, let's see. Doug, what do you got? The biggest thing is when and how we pay Goff. Yeah, and I got to imagine again, you got the money right now. You want to re-sign Goff. It shouldn't take a whole lot to figure this out and get him done, if that's the route you want to go to secure him for several years. Let's see. Mile marker, love the cap space. Get secondary edge at least this morning. I like those two. Yeah, and it'd be hard not to. Those are probably two of our biggest needs out there. Polar Bear, KC cornerback, yeah, Ladarius Sneed would be my number one target. Yeah, I like him a lot. And nothing against Johnson from the Bears, the cornerback from him. I just like Sneed exponentially. I think he'd fit in here very well. Although I do know there have been some people in the chat who've commented that they think Johnson's better. And, I can't tell you who would be better or not. I can tell you what my eyes see and what my thoughts are. You know my thoughts now. All right, Mike DeMarine, Edge, Hoff, or Espinoza, maybe the cornerback Bunting or Adoree, possibly a mid-level free agent. Yeah, and that could be where they end up going. Somebody, I think there is some potential that you could spend like 15, 18 million on a corner and do about the same thing for an edge rusher. Obviously, it's not going to be one of the premium edge rushers out there, but could it be somebody just a notch below? And maybe somebody that's a little undervalued? That's a real possibility. All right, let's see. Sorry, I got a couple new ones here. Robert G. I wouldn't want Brad's job at this point. However, I'm sure he is extremely excited about it. Yeah, he has to be, man. It's Christmas for him, man. He's out there about ready to go shopping. All right, let's see. Southwest Line. Goff can live comfortably on 38 to 42 million per year, whatever the cap amount is. He could, and I gotta imagine just about everybody watching this could probably enjoy living off that amount. Doesn't mean that his representation is going to allow him to. Ken, what do you got? Good morning, Danny, Dew Crew. Really early start this morning. Woo! Yeah, as you can probably tell, Ken, doing this from my phone because the router died about, 20 minutes ago, and I'm scrambling to get coverage right now. So doing the best I can to help out, guys. All right, Miles, what do you got? Yeah, I bet Holmes is having a grand old time. He is, I'm sure. Kenny Galladay, here you go. I like however Holmes brings in, whoever Holmes brings in, and Brad I trust, haven't done us wrong yet. No, he's done a very good job. Ken, early start, yeah, once the router went dead, I just figured I'd hop on, try to give you guys, 20, 30 minutes or so. Don't think I'm going to be on an hour with the phone the way it is. All right, working from the phone, I should say. Michael, I would go with an edge rusher, but Brad Holmes has a philosophy for building within. 100%, he does. The smoke, word is Josh Reynolds is gone. Yeah, and I know there's been a few teams targeted to pick him up. Hey, I get it. If he goes, he goes. He can't keep everybody. He's been a great Lion. It's unfortunate that his last game as a Lion probably is not going to be that well remembered. Let's see. Trump, would you trade Goff for a first and second round pick? Boy, I would not unless I was really all in on Hendon Hooker or something else, just because, you're going to have a huge hole at quarterback then if you get rid of Goff. And you better make sure that whoever you're replacing with can be his equal, if not better. All right, one funky, Goff can live comfortably off the money he already has. Why wouldn't he just play for free? Yeah, that's probably a question, but that's not one he's probably not going to play for free. But could he play for a really team-friendly contract? Sure. Thomas, all right, retracted message. Mike the Marine for guard Miami Hunt or Minnesota guy. Okay, yep. The Minnesota guy. I'm assuming you're talking about the Danielle Hunter. Jay, hi. How you doing, Jay? Southwest Lion, it all depends on what the players want. If they want a Super Bowl, they are going to have to take a little bit less to keep as much of the core intact as possible. Agreed with that. Thomas, been watching you, been a couple days. Good content. Love the page. Thanks for that, Thomas. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And sorry we're having to do this kind of a little old school today. JDC, get rid of the Router of Destiny. The Router of Destiny apparently is seeing its final days. Yeah, there's just no power going through it, and therein lies the problem. JC, what do you got watching from the Belfast, Northern Ireland? Hey, well, I hope you're having a good one out there. I know I'm actually we're talking about either going to Ireland or Iceland this summer. So yeah, I've been to Ireland once before. I'd like to go again. All right, Robert. Let's see. Let's shake it up, Dan. They were talking about Jerry Rice's son, USC receivers pretty fast. All right, well, let's. I'm okay with that. He definitely has the pedigree, doesn't he? Ken, what do you? Thanks for all you do. Another great job! Exclamation point. Hit that like and share, everybody. Yeah. I can't on this screen. I can't see anything. So if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. I want to say we're like 80 subs away from hitting the magic 6,000. So if you could help out with that, surely would be thankful. And also, if you enjoy the content, hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for that, Ken. Brent, Donovan Peoples-Jones would be a great replacement if Josh Reynolds, I think. I hope he's back next year. Yeah, we'll see who ultimately is on the team and who isn't. My anticipation is Antoine Green's this is gonna be a real opportunity for him to make an impact on the team. On top of Donovan Peoples-Jones or whoever else they bring in. Southwest Lion, right now, Hooker is the only other quarterback the Lions have. Trading him before even find out what he's got would be a huge mistake. But I agree. Don't get rid of him. But I know to Trump's question, let's just say hypothetically that the Lions say, man, Hooker he's that guy. He's the dude. He's the future of the franchise. At that point, to Trump's question, would you trade Goff for a first or second? If you're going to move on from Goff and you could get a first and second, yeah, I would take it. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to keep both guys for a bit. Dominic, what do you got? Good morning from Texas. Lions 13-5 Super Bowl winners. Let's go Lions 100%. And good morning to you, Dominic. Miles Margaret, LOL. All right, Polar Bear. Brad could fill holes with small deals and trades. Picks for a true cornerback number one. Getting another cornerback two isn't an improvement. If not, trade up for the best cornerback in the draft, regardless of draft capital. That's also a possibility. Could he matriculate his way up the draft board? All right, one funky. What do you got? When I said for free was satire. Yeah, I knew that, man. I didn't think you were actually meaning him play for free. Just I think people you could take less than $45 million. I'm not a Goff guy, but I understand how the league works. Yeah, if he could get something cheaper, that'd be totally fine. All right, Trump's not a player in the NFL worth more than $10 million a year. I get it, but hey, that's just the age of sports that we live in. Guys get paid. I mean, you think about the NBA, where the guy who's the 12th or 13th dude on the bench, he's getting $4 to $5 million a year just to sit there all season. So there is that too, I guess. Again, remember, all these players are independent contractors, which means they pay for everything plus their managers, cut of the trainers, cut of their federal tax rates. I bet they're lucky to keep 30 to 40%. Yeah, I'd say if you could really have a good CPA and some representations, maybe you get that number up to 50%. But yeah, you're right. They're spending a lot of cash out of what they get. One funky, let's see, Lions fan, there's no reason to trade either quarterback now, midseason maybe. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Southwest, I don't see how you can know Hooker is the guy without seeing him get into games that really matter. Yeah, and that's probably the big holdup I would say is you want to see if the guy really can play. All right, JDC, until I see Hooker take a snap in a game situation, I'm mute on him. Yeah, that's probably a fair way to look at it there. Matthew, greetings to citations. Some mock drafts have Kool-Aid falling to the Lions first round. Would you take Kool-Aid or another top O-line player if they were there also? If it was me, probably O-line. And it's nothing against Kool-Aid. I think he's a phenomenal player. I just would take another offensive lineman now versus later, just to keep that strength strong. All right, Ken, yeah, there's no income tax. States certainly have an advantage. Players can keep more of their money. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's Dallas, Florida. I want to say there's one other state with an NFL team with the no tax or income tax, but I don't remember what it is. Chill is Big Dan Campbell was trying. It's oops, hold on, the screen moved. Air me, and my father has been watching all Lions games together all year, and then almost going to the Super Bowl. Made me pumped, but we will win it next season. Go Lions. 100%. Yeah, we're in it to win it next year. Polar Bear, way to add 5 starters in the draft, 1 offensive guard, 2 nose tackles, 3 backup cornerbacks, 3 wide receivers, 4 tight ends, 5 kicker. All right, there you go. Trump, I'm an independent contractor. You get more breaks than a guy working at McDonald's. There you go. Raven, as Confucius once said, when a mosquito holds onto a man's testicles, he quickly learns that not everything can be solved with violence. There you go, Broski, Tennessee. There you go. All right, thanks for that, Broski. The smoke. With the background, it looks like you are secretly a Jets fan with an Aaron Rodgers shirt, trolling us all. Fair enough. No, nothing on the shirt today, man. But yeah, it just the green screens, man. Washington, there you go, Miles. Polar Bear, Kool-Aid, or OL, depends on what brand Holmes does in free agency. Yeah, that's probably a fair answer there, Polar Bear. Mile marker, I think, yeah, Broski, Washington is too, but taxes for everything else are so high there. Yeah, a lot of the states, not all of them, but a lot of them make up for it in other ways. So I do get that. Doug, what do you got? I'd love to see Brad Holmes' board. Yeah, we would all love to see what Brad Holmes actually has on his draft board. Raven, I'm Baltimore, obviously. Hey, there you go. You're a Raven. Yep. Trump, Rocky Top, Tennessee. My roots, okay? Let's see. Miles, maybe it's a no sales tax. It could be. K Drum, players don't care about tax-free states, only where they're ranked on their pay scale by their position. Could be some truth to that. Krusty, I joined What Is Happening. Not too much, man. Just having a morning with apparently a router that's died, so I'm having to communicate to you guys from the phone. Lions fan, Broski, good point. Yep. Trelo, yo, back at you. Mile marker, okay. Broski, Washington is only partially still charge income tax on the rich, so it applies to the players. Yep. And then Trey, well, what a hey. All right. So guys, I'm not gonna keep going too long today. I gotta get this router thing figured out. I gotta get my kid to the airport. Gotta go get the morning Mountain Dew, all that stuff. So hopefully get the router fixed in time for tomorrow morning show. I know Jen's gonna have to get the internet too, so she can get her channel going. She might not have the flexibility I have. What do you got? Let's see, Michael. This year's draft is deep with offensive line. It would take defense help in the first round. You know, that's a fair point, Michael, because I know, especially for interior offensive line, there are a lot of options. So maybe, to your guys' point, the end of the first round, if we're going to keep that pick, maybe you do go edge rusher or Kool-Aid or, you know, some other cornerback there, and then target interior offensive line in the second round. Let's see, Drew, what do you got? Hey, Coach, and the best Lions do crew back at you. Mile marker, have a good day, Dan. Looking forward to the new router. Me too, man. Broski Barrett, might be some type of capital gain tax situation. Only the rich in Washington has well. Would love to research more. There you go. Good luck with the router. Congrats on the performance of your team. Thanks for that, man. Thanks 100% for that. Robert, I believe your troubles could be Chinese hackers. It could be. They all want to know the secrets of the do. So I get that, Robert. Doug, what do you got? Here we go again. Okay. I'm in the Treywell, like I'm sleeping in the street. There you go. Hopefully you're not. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off the air for today. If there's some breaking news later today, I can still do that kind of stuff pretty easy from the phone. But got time to go get a new router. If there's some breaking news, I'll get it to you guys as quick as I can today. Otherwise, hope you all take care. Enjoy your day. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Try to make that push for 6,000 subs, and we're only about 80 away. So also, if you would, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Otherwise, I'll see you guys all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.